Hey everybody, this is AJ from Modern Intel. I'm going to show you how to do a disassembly of the TPX mag. So just pop that out, put the TPX aside. So basically when you see it, you'll notice that there's 3 screws, 2 right here, and then 1 at the bottom here. So go ahead and take those out with your star head screwdriver there. Now all 3 screws are pretty much the same, so you can put them in their own little pile. Now that you have the 3 screws completely out, you notice that it's still like self-holding. It won't completely fall apart. If you look right at the front here, there's a bit of a clip, and you have to kind of pop that off. So go ahead and try to do that. Now when you finally get that clip apart, all the parts are just going to fall right out, and you're going to have a feeling of sense of doom, okay? So now that you have the 2 halves completely apart, clean them out if you had any paint break in there, but that's pretty much it. So clean them out, put them aside. This would be the slider spring, goes on top there like that. This would be the slider. This would be like the little locking elbow. It holds down the slider when you slide to the bottom. This will release the slider. It will be on the side of the mag, and you press the top and it'll unlock the elbow, and then it'll push the slider up. And you got a couple springs. Okay, so once you have your mag apart, take 1/2 of the mag body, and it doesn't matter which half, and then you can start with that, put that on the table there, take the slider release arm, and then take the kind of like the locking elbow, and when you put it in the mag, it'll go with this hole that's right through it, near the bottom, and you'll see a hole in the mag for where the screw goes, and then you know that you have this seated properly. So when you put in this, make sure that the elbow is just slid over the bottom thin piece there, and then put that in its proper seat. Now with the elbow, it'll fit into a bit of a round groove at the bottom, and that way it doesn't move that much when it's in there. And take your little round spring. It's got 2 little arms, one's a long one and one's a little short one. Now there's a bit of a hook on the elbow. Make sure that the long spring is behind the hook, so that it's kind of spring action. And then take your little loop-de-loop thing here, and make sure that this center bar here is in between the 2 like quarter pie shape looking things, and you'll see, if I show you on this one here, there's 2 little grooves. One's kind of like a little elbow here, and then one's a straight one. This has got 2 little things. This one goes into the straight bottom one, whereas this one goes into the curved one at the top here. So put that in place. And then kind of slide that to the top part of the 2 grooves, and then take your little spring here and insert it onto the release slider, and it should just fit in like so. And once you have all that put together, put on your slider, and then put in the spring, And this is where you're gonna need a extra hand, really. And for those of you who don't have an extra hand, just pray. And then kind of just slide it on there. So once you have the two shells together and everything's working fine, and the front clipped in there properly, you'll notice that there really isn't any gaps, and that's a good thing. So from there, you can just pretty much put in your 3 screws, and it doesn't matter if you mixed it up or not because they're all the same. And remember, it's 2 in the back and then 1 at the bottom here. So go ahead and put them back in. And because the mag is made out of plastic, you want to make sure that you aren't stripping the screw holes. So make sure you give it a turn the opposite way, and then till you hear it click in properly, and then screw it in. And it should go in with no problem, right? And if you're really having to struggle, then you're obviously stripping the screw hole. So then you're probably just going to ruin the mag because it's plastic. So once you have it completely together, you just want to test it out. Slide the slider down, and pretty much what you have to do is just use your fingers, and on the side there you can kind of see little nipples, and then that'll slide down, and once it's down it'll lock in, and then you know that you've correctly put it together. So then once you have that, you should slide it in, and it should go in with absolutely no resistance. If there is a little resistance, make sure that all 3 screws are in there tightly, because if they aren't, then it'll kind of just like, you really have to force it in there. And you can put in paint and make sure, test it out, go out back and fire it or something like that, just to make sure you've done it completely correct. And thank you guys.